two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2,
You're doing
1,
fine. Doing
2,
fine. Yes.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Oh! Talk gently. Will you stop it? I'm just trying to make sure you two are safe. You want me to make it? You want me to throw this at you? No! Don't! Please don't even say such a thing!
You have to try to make the bomb safer.
Yes, it wouldn't take me more than a moment. I beg you again.
Tully's told you no.
No.
Must you guard yourself first?
Isn't this right? I've never guarded a general before.
Stop complaining, Dad. It is so embarrassing. Face it, we're prisoners of war.
You call this acting a war?
Silence in the ranks! I said all back at ye. All right, at ease.
Tully, why do we have to get back in battle dress? I mean, why can't we just charter a bus back to the seacoast from Grand Fenwick, or from the other way around, rather? Yeah.
We've had enough problems with having to explain our prisoners to a bus company. Besides, according to the genius here, a bus might jostle our bounds.
Please, sir, you must let me make it a little more
You
safer.
might make it a little more too safer. Get this straight, you're not to go near it. Not ever.
If they drop that bomb, the Mediterranean Sea will extend past here all the way to the Alps. Look at you. What kind of tree do you have here?
The Fenwickian.
You have a dead bird.
Are we holding the bomb correctly?
No, you're not.
Excuse me, Tully, sir.
Hey, wait, I never got my question answered. Why do we have to go back into the battle dress?
Oh, yeah. We're about to re-enter our homeland.
Totally, sir. We've been walking so many back roads, and now these bloody woods. How can you possibly tell?
Didn't you hear?
This sounds like someone gunning the engine of a truck.
The Fenwickian field mouse.
Totally, this is no time for legend.
I've seen them, I swear I have. And the only place they occur is here, in our national forest.
Oh, you and your abominable field.
That's how I know where we are. Just wait and see.
Totally, sir. Did you write what to expect us?
No, we're under strict security. The only thing I said from the notes from Gibraltar was a little bit about the return voyage, so we know we're safe. First things first, though. I'll report to Gloriana. Back in line! Left face.
Sir, is
That
that? Okay, thanks.
Forward march. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
After heading out a river named for the explorer Henry Hudson, we headed north till we reached the prevailing westerlies. Altering course to south-southeast, we made good time through variable winds to Gibraltar. A member of this crew will row ashore to mail this letter. Inform families that all are well. Your obedient servant, Tully Bascom.
The whole letter? That's all?
Sounds like an entry in a ship's log.
Mailed at Gibraltar 9 days ago.
But he doesn't say what happened.
Probably too ashamed, the coward.
We don't know he's a coward.
How else could also be perfectly fine and returning almost as soon as they got there?
Maybe America just won't go to war with us.
Because Tully did nothing. Honestly, I always thought he was an idiot, but I thought he'd at least make some sort of simple-minded effort.
You know, if we had a radio, I could tune into the United States and listen for some news. Maybe we should invest in a radio. I mean, we are at war.
If we were at war, if Tully done his job, then we'd have certainly heard something from the American consulate over in France.
Apparently, Tully wasn't entirely successful.
Wasn't entirely successful. He didn't even get captured. He didn't even get arrested.
Your Highness, Mrs. Bascom, we haven't seen you since long ago.
This is a private meeting of the Privy Council.
Yes, but nothing said concerning your son reflects on you, Miss Bascom.
I was admitted at once because I've heard that our men are returning. They're coming up through the National Forest right now.
You think it's your son?
And the others. It's as if our history has come to life again. Their voices, the first sounds of our men returning victorious from battle with the French.
Don't speak blasphemy, woman.
Blasphemy, sir.
Yes, comparing our brave ancestors with these craven bunglers.
They're coming. They're here.
You're certain they're our men? Can't you hear?
The colors of Grand Fenwick. Saw them myself. Your Highness, they look so brave. Listen to the excitement.
They must be in the castle.
My son.
They'll tear him limb from limb after the court-martial.
Marshal.
Really, Uncle?
He failed in his duty.
I'm afraid it's self-evident.
He would not fail in his duty, Your Grace.
I'm sure we'll find extenuating circumstances.
We'll find excuses, that's all.
Let them approach the throne. At least let's hear the excuses, Uncle. Now sit.
I beg permission to report on our war with the United States.
War?
Brazen effrontery.
Your Highness.
Won't you hear him?
We'll hear your report.
Thank you, Mother. Your Highness.
Well,
What happened?
briefly,
Briefly, Your Highness, we won.
You what?
The forces of Grand Fenwick return as always, victorious.
Let's get this straight. Did you follow orders?
To the letter.
You wore your uniforms.
Proudly.
You went ashore in broad daylight.
Approximately noon,
Boldly.
we marched.
Into New York City?
Our first definite location was the intersections of the road, Broadway and number 161.
161 bravo. What is it more?
Carrying what weapons?
Highness, we carried our longbows.
Longbows. Into New York City. And then you won!
Yeah.
tell us ridiculous. Have you even one scrap of evidence to support this ridiculous fantasy of yours?
With your permission, Your Highness.
Yes, the evidence.
Some transparent forgery, no doubt.
Bring in the prisoners!
Prisoners.
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, halt! Left face. This is General Snippet of the United States Army. There are two officers of the Women's Army Corps, and the nerd is Professor Kogan. The object that they're carrying is a most powerful weapon created by Professor Cookins, but now ours by right of conquest.
It doesn't look powerful. I would sound.
No, don't touch it. Please, you'll blow up everything.
Silence! And don't fade on the parade.
Even if it was filled with
gunpowder?
yes, that little box couldn't even.
That little box, sir, if it were to explode, would blow up most of Europe.
You say that one more time?
Surely you people have heard of nuclear weapons.
Well, I did hear something over the radio while I was in France.
What?
Well, they're powerful.
Haha, this bomb, huh? This is the most powerful, the only one of its kind. You see, I call it the Q-bomb.
The Americans will want it back.
What will they do to us?
Oh, believe me, you've asked for it.
Quiet, Dad.
Asking for what?
His name is General Snippet, serial number 44461, and that's it.
What will they do to us, General? Don't you realize what you're saying?
I said you won by a ridiculous fluke.
Oh, that's it.
He doesn't realize.
About their cue bomb.
Our cue bomb.
Yes, I want to carry to the deep dungeon.
Please, miss, you, lady, yes, may I go along and make it a little safer?
Just let him make it a little safer.
He'll make it a little too safer. He's not to go near it. Not ever.
But suppose it were to go off accidentally.
We'll have to risk it.
Are you giving the orders?
I haven't abdicated to you, Tully, or to anyone else. I said to take our cue bomb to the deep dungeon.
Please, you must let me go along with
Silence!
Place it carefully on a bed of straw. Will you give your parole not to escape? The deep dungeon is so uncomfortable.
Oh, all right.
Take the general and professor to the guest wing.
We'll make sure you're quite comfortable.
Ladies, escort the army ladies to the guest room.
Thank you.
And help us get settled.
I wouldn't mind going barefoot like you. These shoes are terrible. I know the occupation is barefoot.
Will, see to the posting of the border guards.
Without asking permission.
With your permission, Your Highness.
Granted.
Do you think maybe we should put straw on the roads running past the castle to deaden any vibrations that might reach the deep dungeon?
We'll consider it.
Well, you certainly put us in a fine fix.
Thanks.
Yes, you might as well have imported an active volcano into the middle of our valley.
The Americans will never buy our wine now, not after this.
But we're at war.
Yes, but
Well, we didn't expect you to.
What are you trying to say?
They're concerned about the cue bomb.
Your Highness, I thought their concern was that my son might not do his duty.
There doesn't seem to be any question on that.
What is the question?
Don't take that tone of voice with us, young
I don't understand your concern.
Our concern you place us at the mercy of that frightful little box.
well, why don't we just send it back?
And give up our victory?
If that thing should explode, it should not only destroy us, but the French, the Germans, the Swiss, the Dutch, the Italians, the English, the Spanish, indeed the whole of Europe, which is the cradle of Western civilization. You deserve the most severe reprimand, impeachment, exile!
What was I supposed to do? Lose?
If you keep questioning us, the Privy Council will have to consider the situation. Perhaps you want to escort your mother home?
Of course. But first, I have to return your favor, Gloria. If you remember when you gave it to me, I said I'd do my best. By your leave, Your Highness.
A proud day, my son.
That outrageous upstart!
Getting too big for his boots because he won a war.
He was expecting to lose that war.
Yes, but he didn't know it.
I used to dream we'd lost, and all that aid was pouring in from America.
Now what are we supposed to do? Rehabilitate the United States?
Oh dear.
I hadn't thought of that.
Your Highness, one of the army ladies is carrying a Chinese radio in her bag. She says it has a short wave, which means you can hear a long distance.
I think I could handle it. Maybe I could tune into the United States.
Why not? If there's any truth to this nightmare, we'd certainly hear something of it.
We'd have a better chance of reaching the United States up on the roof.
You were told to keep an eye on the army ladies.
Yes, Your Highness. We're going.
I've got something.
We will conclude the special BBC News summary with a direct quotation of the question put to the Foreign Secretary today in the House of Commons and his reply. The Honourable Member for North West Hampton rose to ask, is Her Majesty's government aware of the reports that the Duchy of Grand Fenwick have declared war on the United States, invaded New York City, and seized a bomb which, according to reports, is capable of destroying destroying an enormous area.
Till he told the truth.
The Foreign Secretary rose, and I quote his reply. Her Majesty's government is looking into the facts of the case. Meanwhile, he pointed out that those intrepid men from Grand Fenwick are of English extraction. There were cheers from both sides of the House. Now for another example of enlightened non-commercial radio. A recorded discussion of sheep ailments in Western Australia.
Try for the United States.
Are they so far away?
Here's some station, but I don't know where.
Historical significance of the event. We continue our commentary in English.
Now, would the Americans put it that way?
The independent state known as Grand Fenwick has been subjected to intolerable economic warfare by the imperialists of San Rafael, California,
Sure doesn't sound like America.
placing themselves in the vanguard of the proletariat everywhere. They have invaded New York and captured the cue ball, with which the barbarous money worshippers sought to destroy civilization.
Since America, they certainly have freedom of speech.
This cue ball is one which we as a civilized people refrain from making ourselves, although it is well within the skill of our comrade scientists. Now, for another example of superior socialist radio, a symposium on the diseases of sheep in the Western Kazakh.
We'll have to go up to the roof to reach America.
Come.
Has the program started yet? How should I know?
Now, live from New York, we bring you an eyewitness account of that tiny little country, which is, in a sense, the most powerful country in the world. This program is also being carried by shortwave radio overseas.
Did we close to smile? Oh, I'm smiling.
We bring you inside Grand Fenwick. Ladies, what was your first impression of Grand Fenwick?
Oh, it was small, but one shouldn't pass up a country just because it's small. Oh, we particularly wanted to see Grand Fenwick.
How long were you there?
How long? Oh, let's just say our stay was all too short.
What brought you there?
A Volkswagen.
No. The reason.
We're watching many national birds.
A country that small.
The only thing that pass on the nationality of a bird is a bird.
Well, did you notice anything unusual?
Well, their national forest has a variety of trees, a waterfall 20 feet high, and on go.
So does the park in Peoria, Illinois.
One other thing, as we came to their forest, there was a tremendous roaring.
Roaring, that's better.
When we rushed to where it come from, there was nothing.
Nothing. Let me add that there is also speculation of a possible Fenwickian secret weapon. This, a transcript of the interview will be transferred to the Pentagon. Now, stay tuned for our public service feature, Roundtable. Tonight's topic, sheep ailments in West Texas.
Maybe it was a secret weapon. And where are we going next? The Women's Club, the YMCA, 2 high school auditoriums, and the BPLE. Like scheduled today.
I've never seen the military so sensitive.
Wouldn't you be?
With such silly suggestions. Give me one chopper and some paratroopers and we'll have them gone back in 10 hours.
Technically, we are at war. Within our rights.
Do you want the overworld opinion? Our own people would stand for it. More than 1 million of them are already wearing big buttons that say friend of Fenwick on them.
But we can't allow this to send our world military power to shift from here to there.
I'm open for suggestions.
Retrieve the bomb with secret agents.
Everybody knows everybody in that country. Secret agent wouldn't have a chance.
Then ignore public opinion. Overwhelmed with a lightning-fast military thrust.
We couldn't move faster than they could touch off that ball.
You don't really think they'd exploded, do you?
You don't really think a group of men carrying bows and arrows across the Atlantic on a chartered sailboat can invade the United States, do you?
You follow that crazy little country at Cuba? Gives you the willies. What's the start from?
I've been monitoring the Soviet broadcasts. They're aiming more transmitters at Grand Fenwick than at North and South America combined.
Then we have to stop before anything like that can happen.
I'm still open for suggestions.
You've eliminated the only alternative yourself.
There's still one alternative left.
What's that?
Sue for peace.
Why should they sue for peace? They have the Q bomb, remember?
Exactly.
Then I don't get it.
If this is the first time, Beston, they don't sue for peace, we do.
We, the United States of America, sue for peace. We, the United States of America, sue for peace from a nation whose entire population wouldn't even make a good gate in a football game? Sir, there's got to be any number of better alternatives. There has to be some.
Tell me one right now, or get aboard the next jet to the landing field nearest Grand Fenwick.
What terms are authorized?
Anything within reason. Tell them that the San Rafael Canoa has already been withdrawn from the market. If there is the slightest chance that they'll trade for coconuts in the market, go the limit.
Sure, Chief.
And if they'll throw in Snippet and his daughters, you might as well get them back too.
Got the picture.
Hey, wait.
Yes, Count Mountjoy.
Don't shout my name. Have you seen Mr. Venter?
He's been looking for you. I thought the throne wasn't open today.
The best time for the real matters of state. Find Lorian at once and present my request for an audience.
Yes, Count.
I was so upset by your message. I came early.
I'll present your request.
You said the duchy's in danger?
Of passing danger, thanks to us.
Maybe we'll get rid of that bomb.
Undoubtedly, and the other problem at the same time.
What other problem?
Can't you recognize the first signs of a coming grab for power?
In Grand Fenwick?
The best way to deal with these things is never the obvious one. She's coming.
Deal with what? You haven't told me anything.
You remember the model of the Mountjoy family?
Defend the duchy through statecraft.
Exactly.
What about your family?
Our greatest wish, Your Highness, is that we should continue to serve for all time, but this may not come to pass.
You're going away.
No. I refer, of course, to the chance that there may be no more royal line for the family.
Why not?
To come directly to the point, Your Grace is unmarried.
She's much too young to start.
Please, the royal line is in danger of extinction.
I can't be thinking of marriage in a time of crisis.
That's the time you should be thinking of it.
I'm not sure I'd want to marry. Certainly I won't marry anyone just because you feel it has political advantages.
You are the sovereign of our people, Loriana. Your marriage must serve their interests.
That's old-fashioned nonsense. I don't care to discuss this further.
This matter is much too important for something as unpredictable as personal affection.
I won't go into this, Uncle.
It may affect the eternal security of the realm.
How could marrying some bloodline affect our security?
It's much more important than you realize.
I'll tell you the man who can protect our internal security and external security as well.
You will accept whatever disappointment and heartache attend the relationship, whatever the frustration of your logical hopes and dreams for a more appropriate match, and you will endure the marriage for the sake of your country.
Meaning?
Meaning, for compelling reasons, you must marry Tully Bascom.
What? Tully Bascom?
I realize the terrible blow. His boorish characteristics, mannerisms learned in the National Forest, and so stubborn.
What compelling reasons, Uncle?
When the most popular man in the duchy is also the most ambitious, it's a dangerous combination.
You're confusing me.
You've seen how our people react to him. They'd probably do anything he suggested.
That doesn't mean he's overly ambitious.
A man who, contrary to the intents of his sovereign, wins a war against the United States is not to be trusted where ambition is concerned.
He's practically taken personal charge of that terrible bomb, and he won't listen to anyone.
Surely you've noticed his constant insubordination. Suppose he decided now to form a subversive party.
Marriage would solve all this.
United to your grace and matrimony, his popularity would be directed towards the throne. By the same token, his ambition would be automatically gratified. Then perhaps he'd leave matters such as getting rid of the Q bomb to more trusted ministers.
I confess you're persuasive, Uncle.
There's a patriot.
It's country first with that girl.
But, Uncle, it's far from settled.
Oh.
We don't know how he feels. I mean, he may not want to marry me.
Of course he will.
We don't know. Well, he may not like me at all anymore. All he ever talks about now is duty.
But you see, that's what we're talking about. In light of the uncertain situation, I suggest that you resolve the matter as soon as possible. This afternoon, if you can.
That's absolutely impossible. There's no way in the world of getting him to ask. His mind is on other things entirely.
Ah, but you see, it's not his place to ask.
Not his place.
Yes, as the Duchess of Grand Fenwick, the proposal must come from you.
Me?
Why can't you regard the matter as completely impersonal?
I just don't know, Uncle.
Well, there's no harm in a walk through the National Forest. You guys might meet and talk.
Nonsense. Locate the man at once and tell him he's getting married.
Must I do it that way, Uncle?
You are the sovereign of our people, Gloriana. I can only urge the custom and example of our ancestors.
I think I'll go out for a while.
It's a lovely day for a walk.
The way Tully isn't now, this isn't such an easy walk. You'll excuse me.
Do you think if this marriage were to take place, maybe Tully would let us get rid of that bomb?
Undoubtedly, it's psychology.
Because the marriage would take his mind off the bomb?
Because a marriage would make him feel important. The reason he clings to the little thing now is it's a status symbol.
Stop! Come back! Don't you dare! No, you don't! Please, Dad, stop!
Get away from me!
We won't let you do it.
Do what?
Break your parole.
You gave your word as an officer and a gentleman.
I was not trying to escape.
Then where were you going?
I was going to find Count Mountjoy. He said he's looking to play whist.
This is true.
Then why were you sneaking?
You were tiptoeing.
Didn't the professor tell us to walk softly across the dungeon? That cue bomb.
Of course.
When you idiot slammed that door, you took 10 years off my life.
Are you people out of your minds? Are you just trying to go to this part of the world?
Sorry?
After risking the entire security of Europe, all you have to say is,
Sorry? What did I say?
You have to make that bomb safer. We just cannot live like this.
look, the men of Grand Fenwick, they enjoy playing with fire. The kind of fire you find on the face of the sun.
No.
Please.
Care to try slamming the door again?
We promised to help with some work.
What kind of work?
Vital work for this country. We're late for it now.
In fact, you almost didn't make it.
Collaborationist!
I'm sure the bomb really couldn't be set off by such a distant vibration.
Oh, then you have some reassuring news about the triggering mechanism for the detonator.
You have to make the bomb safer.
We can't.
If he disarmed it completely, we'd have nothing, not even for bargaining for.
It wouldn't take me more than 30 seconds. I just remove one tiny part.
How tiny?
Oh, a cylinder about this big.
And what's in it?
A form of hydrogen.
And would removing such a tiny piece really make the bomb safer?
Oh, you've no idea.
Tully gave definite orders.
Tully will have other things on his mind. Take the general to the library. I'm assuming full responsibility.
Oh, that's the spirit.
This way, I hope we know what we're doing.
Trust me. Hey, I'll have to see you pass the sentry. This way. And remember, if you try to do anything more than you said, I'll have your head on a pike. And when we talk that way in Grand Fenwick, we're speaking quite literally.
We command you as a loyal subject to marry us. We suggest you marry us. Marry me. Will you please, please marry me?
Your Highness?
Yes?
I thought that might be you.
Mrs. Bascom, I was expecting to see Tully.
Oh, he'll be along soon. Or would you like to leave a message?
Yes. No, I'd better not. It's something personal.
About spending all his time guarding our frontiers instead of looking after the national forest?
Have you noticed a change in him too?
All he seems to care about anymore is the international situation. I pity the girl that marries him.
Why, more and more.
Why don't you just leave a message and I'll pass it along?
You see, it's, well, personal.
Oh, would you like me to leave when he gets here?
In a way, it concerns you too.
Oh,
Please don't think me rude, Mrs. Bascom, but how did Mr. Bascom go about deposing?
oh, to tell you the truth, I did most of the proposing. Through my father.
How? Tell me.
Well, I had my father take him aside and say something to the effect that he'd been asked by his daughter whether he would consent to being Mr. Bascom's father-in-law. By the time my husband-to-be caught on, he was so happy he shook hands with me and kissed my father.
Well, Dan, it's reporting to me as soon as he knows who it is. On the double. Mother, there's some... Oh, hi, Gloria.
Gloriana would like to speak with you, Tully.
Oh, there's some big black car on our border. We'll Tatum sing about it.
I think she wanted to speak of something else.
Okay.
I have a matter to discuss. It's a matter of state, but it's something personal too. It's more personal, really, than a matter of state.
I'll do all in my power to help.
It's not really a matter of helping, it's a matter of cooperating, of working with me.
Working with you.
Yes. Well, not exactly. Please, you say it.
Me?
Say it the way it was said for you.
Tully. Gloriana would like me to become her mother-in-law. That's it. Isn't it?
For what?
Her mother-in-law.
But you're my mother.
Precisely. And you're my only son.
Mother! Glory, my mother accepts graciously.
Good. Now maybe we'll have a chance to discuss our plans.
Let's hear it.
He's from the United States.
Good.
It's from their Secretary of State. The name's Beston. I treated it just like you said. Oh, Your Highness.
Go on.
Yes, sorry. Anyhow, I treated her just as you said. I told her we'd only let her come to parley under a flag of truce. And she whipped out her handkerchief and started waving it. Well, now what?
Take it to the castle. We'll assemble for her there.
There we go.
Go. Come on, we'll take a shortcut.
Good. Maybe while we're walking, we can have a chance to discuss our
We don't have any time.
She said while you're walking.
We don't have enough time.
sought this parley, not us. State your purpose.
Peace, restitution, and friendship. We would also like to inquire about the prisoners you captured.
Over there, captured by an expeditionary force.
There were 2 whacks. What about them?
I believe they're off that way somewhere. Perhaps you could go search for them?
Something's been bothering me for a long time. That thing you said last month about Lucretia Borgia, you were serious about that, were you?
Uncle, not now.
Well, I was just curious, you know.
Take a sip.
By the way, your quarters are not so comfortable. I'm sure I've been more comfortable in the dungeon.
Mine were fine.
Guess we can
Where
thank you
is-
for that.
Oh, could we just go on? They'll find them sooner or later.
Certainly. So where was I? We would like to terminate hostilities and accordingly sue for peace.
Then here are our terms. Oh my. First, unlike most victorious nations, we are to be under no obligation to rehabilitate the United States.
What?
Yes or no?
Yes, I think.
Second, the imitation Pinot of San Rafael, California is to be prohibited.
The power company was already violating our laws. It has been withdrawn.
Now, for the indemnity.
How much?
$1 million.
$1 billion.
Ridiculous.
One got into the castle.
Have you girls been tortured? Tortured? What have you done to your feet?
This is for helping. It's fun. Treading on grapes to make wine. I want to drink this stuff.
Any further comments on our treatment of prisoners?
No, your behavior in all matters regarding this unfortunate war have been exemplary. Now about the indemnity.
Yes, $1 million.
1 million. We spent more than that rehabilitating a single village in Germany or Japan.
Yes, but there's an important difference. You see, they lost.
Yes, of course.
But we'd like more. Some machinery, technical assistance, more money if necessary. All we'd like in return would be the Q-bomb.
I'm sure we can work out some sort of equitable exchange.
No problem there.
Gentlemen, all matters relating to the Q-bomb are entrusted to our High Constable, Tully Bascom.
Your Highness.
Our decision is irrevocable.
Your Highness. Glory.
Tully, we could drive such a bargain.
You name it.
I don't bargain. I levy tribute.
Tribute.
Agree or face the consequences. The United States must pay the indemnity. California must pay tribute. An annual tribute of 12 dozen pomegranates.
Pomegranates!
For glory on it.
You do think of me.
Of course. You always come first. And I do have an offhand reaction.
Look, we'll pay the pomegranates. The pomegranate growers will bless you. As for $1 million, I happen to have it on me.
There's nothing to talk about. Professor Kogans was able to get
Would
to
you please shut up?
I have plans for the Q-bomb.
Plans? Please, Tully.
Get rid of it.
Form a new group. Keep an eye on the Big Three and other such mighty powers. We'll call it the Tiny 20.
Tiny 20?
the fool's lost his senses. He's insane.
Excuse me, sir. Supposing the bomb were as powerful as ever, yes. What would you do with it?
Well, you called it a peace weapon, and that's what I'd make it. I don't think we could deter some power-mad aggressor from taking over, but we could give him one more thing to think about. One more reason to hesitate.
And what reason would that be?
I'm serving notice that Grand Fenwick will allow no more hostility.
But you haven't said what you do!
Well, the power trying to take over would face a determined task force, namely us. Transport our mighty bomb within their border where I'd just strike it with my mace.
You wouldn't! You'd be killed!
The power trying to take over would have to face that consequence. strike it with my mace.
It doesn't matter. There's no more bomb.
Of course there's a bomb.
Professor Kogan's got to. I know he did.
He was only going to remove one tiny cylinder.
He was going to what?
He was only going to make it safer.
You idiots! He disarmed it!
Did you extract from Claudia?
Well, in spite of this man's insane refusal to let me anywhere near the bomb, I did get to it.
And?
And well, there wasn't a thing I could do. Warn the world! They must not let the wrath of Grand Fenwick fall on them. You see, this peace weapon, as I called it, it's more powerful than I first imagined.
Your Highness, the only plus remaining. Does he have your authority?
He's our High Constable, and soon to be our husband.
And to tell the rest of the world, no war. This tiny, microscopic mouse of a country